The first league game of the 2009 season sees the Menlo Knights travel to South San Francisco to take on the Warriors. And we've got it for you here on CCSA. Alongside my partner, Ray Calcagno, I'm Casey McGuire. Thanks for joining us this week. And everything in the preseason, Ray, leads up to your first league matchup, and I'm sure the anxiety returns for both coaches on both sides of the field, and should be a good game between the Knights and the Warriors.
Well, it should, and I know that Menlo is riding a 2-game win streak, and if the South City team, if their far soft runs anything like their varsity, I think you'll see maybe a fly offense. I think you'll see some option, and they start off with a kind of what we used to call a bunch kick. So
a low line drive kick is taken at the 20-yard line and brought up field by number 30, Max Parker, and Menlo's got decent field position to start off.
Well, the advantage to that is that you can sometimes squib it or just punch it, and you got 11 guys close to the ball. The disadvantage is if you kick it, you need to spread out and cover the field. So first and 10, and here goes Menlo.
First play from scrimmage is a handoff for not much yardage there for the Knights, as that was Dylan Mayer who carried that one.
Well, that's a straight-ahead run. There was no pulling, no trapping on that one. So now in shotgun formation.
And pressure coming right up the middle and going down hard is Tommy Ford. So Ford loses about 6 on that play.
Well, unfortunately, Tommy was stepping right up into the oncoming rusher, so it was a sack and
screen pass, not much there for Menlo, and they're going to go 3 and out on their first possession as Pete Foster is taken down.
Right, and so I think, Casey, what you're going to see is probably man coverage, and I think about a 5 or 6 man rush most of the time here for the South City Warriors.
Low snap, and the punt is away, and it's going to be a Menlo bounce, rather, inside the 30 down to the 25-yard line.
Well, the good news is they got the ball off, and when you go ahead and look at it, I think it's a pretty good kick. All told, there's no return, so they're going to be quite a ways away. I'm talking about South City at this point. It looks like Menlo doesn't have the correct. They were not aligned properly. They didn't have enough men, so they wisely call a timeout. But I think that when you look at it, there were not enough defensive players near the line of scrimmage. So now they've got the right men in there, and this looks like the fly sweep.
And flags down on the first play.
Well, we just didn't get that play off, but that's what is supposed to be the fly sweep. You'll see this man come in motion, and they'll usually give the ball to the either the fly back, or they'll fake it to him and give it down a little counter, which is what they did on this play, the second back through.
And on first down to the 25-yard line, so they pick up the 5 yards lost on the penalty.
So that'll make it 2nd and 10, and we'll see again if it's fly, which is one of the offenses that the varsity runs, and they fake and give it to that second back again. The fly sweep means that they give it to the back running around the outside. Another flag, a late flag
in. This could be a late hit here against the Knights, or it could be a late hit against South City. Somebody came in late.
Right.
I saw a body flying in there towards the end of the play. And it is going to go against Menlo.
All right. So that's going to make it 1st and 10 at about the 44-yard line. And now, again, this motion looks like the fly sweep. They give it to the fly back. That would be number 5 in this case.
And he picks up about 3 yards on the play.
So the idea on that is to give it to the back, let him run wide, and try to outrun the defense. Now, they obviously have that play. They have the fake of that and give to the counter, and then they have usually a fake pass. So we'll see how Menlo responds.
I'm confused, and I'm not even playing. I'm just watching.
So that was the second back through. They faked the first back, the fly, and gave to the counter, the second back.
Not much room for Jason De La Cruz on that run for the Warriors.
Well, what you need to do is you need to play disciplined defense, and I think in that case, Menlo was fine. They were right there where they needed to be. You got to stop, in a sense, all parts of it.
They hand it off as they stretch the field this time, and good pursuit by Menlo, and he still slithered away, picked up close to enough for the first down.
Well, that was an unbalanced line. You see that they have 2 receivers right close. So that in a sense, they had 5 men on one side. So and they ran to that side. So they got their extra blockers, and they made enough yardage for the first down.
So they do pick up the first, and the handoff goes to Kevin Kana.
And that was just
Kana picks up a couple.
Just straight ahead blocking, and the fullback gets the ball, 2-3 yard gain. Now they're back to this fly action.
They hand it off, and a lot of room this time as South City continues to move the chains, as that time it was a quick hit right up the middle.
Well, what they do is they lead through with the back, and he usually kicks out the end. So Menlo will probably see that play kind of a steady diet all the time, and especially if they're going to make that kind of yardage on it.
They go back up the middle again, and down near the 15-yard line. A first down again for the Warriors.
So they're faking the fly. That guy goes in motion, and then they give it to the second back, and they've been very successful in this first drive with it.
Man in motion for South City.
Whoa,
And
the two backs ran into one, the fly back and the
confusion there.
halfback.
Quarterback's going to go down himself. That's
And a late flag comes out on this one. So sometimes, and obviously most offenses have the timing is very important. And in this case, the backs ran into one another. So, and we also have a hold. So I think Menlo would take the penalty, and they do. So it becomes, and now there's another flag. So it looked like Menlo jumped. They took the penalty on the hold, moving South City back. Now I believe there's going to be an offsides, and it's going to move it up 5 more yards. So Menlo needs to go ahead and watch the football when they're on defense.
still second and long. And they give it to de Guzman again, and he turns the
room.
corner now to the 10-yard line, close to the first down marker, close to the 5-yard line. He'll be a yard short, but a nice run there by de Guzman again.
Well, that's that lead, and it just the fly back goes through, and the halfback that is not carrying the ball blocks the defensive end, and they just go ahead and, in this case, made very good yardage.
More whistles, more flags.
And more stoppage of action. So, thus far, the officials have been the center of the attention.
Certainly in no rush to make the call as well. Encroachment against South City. So they'll bring up third down and about 6, and they hand it off on third down, and a nice tackle made that time by Richard Harris.
Well, again, this is that extra. They have their 2 wide receivers, in a sense, up near the end. So they have extra players. There it is to the right this time. And each and every time they have run to that side. Nice defense, knifing through there and making a play. But, they're creative in one sense, that they have a lot of different formations, but there's not a lot of deception here. They're showing you where they're going to run. So
Spencer Buja made the nice tackle there. They will attempt to put 3 points up on the board. It is a low line drive kick. It looks good, and it is good. So South City gets on the board first as they put up 3 points and lead Menlo 3-0.
Well, that was a nice drive. You forget about the penalties in here, and they go ahead and they kick it like this again, that bunch. Now, you can fair catch that if you want, but wisely Menlo gets on the ball. But you can fair catch a kick, a kickoff, a punt as well. But any kick you can fair catch.
So Menlo, as you mentioned, wisely just jumps on the ball. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
It looks like it's man coverage. I'm looking at the cornerbacks who are up real tight.
Not much room there.
Well, again, this is just a straight-ahead blocking, and I think that in this case, South City has an extra defender in there and made the play.
Time winding down, opening quarter. 3-0. South City out in front. Pass out right. That could be a live
lateral
ball, and
it is.
The officials don't blow it dead, and they do give the turnover to South City as Robert Johnson was there to jump on it.
Well, that's a kind of a judgment call, and I think that we've talked about this before. You have to realize that if the ball is lateral or backwards, it's live. So South City draws a break, and Menlo stops them here for a negative yardage play.
Not much there for Dominic Goodman on first down.
Good penetration by Menlo, which forces the ball carrier deep. That's one of the things you'd like to do on that fly sweep. Here he comes again, and this is a counter.
They go up the middle to de Guzman, and he is near the 20 before being pushed back.
Well, Richard Harris makes a nice play, but this is that counter, and unfortunately the ball carrier is probably 4 or 5 yards into into the has a 4 or 5 yard gain before they make the tackle. So can't have too many of those, otherwise they're going to be in the end zone soon.
Quarterback rolls out left, throws on the run, and it's incomplete. A very short pass intended for Jason De La Cruz, and it falls incomplete.
Well, this is that same formation that we talked about, Casey, where they have kind of extra players over there, and just mishandled on that one, but brings up, I think, a 3rd and 10.
2 receivers go far to the left side. Pump fake and a pass down the seam, and that's incomplete. Good play there, but the pass was a little bit too hard, too far, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, and I think again, that's not one of the things they normally want to do. That was the
Correction.
4th down. Yeah, that was my fault. 4th down. I called it 3rd. It was 4th.
So Menlo makes a nice defensive stand there after the turnover, and the run right up the middle for no yards.
Well, again, I think that Menlo has not attempted too many passes, and thus far, the defense I think has done a good job on the run, stopping the run.
False start here against Menlo.
So a lot of penalties starting here in that first league game. You want to eliminate those if possible. Again, I think you're going to see man coverage here.
Handoff on 2nd and long, and good defense again. There's not much room for Dylan Mayer.
Well, there's nothing wrong with running the draw, especially near your own goal line, but you want to try and go ahead and they've got to make some first downs here. Otherwise, they're going to give South City the ball in good field position. That was going to be the shovel pass, I think.
And no pass to be made, and running for his life, finally going down is Brian Francis.
Well, it looks like the shovel right here, because South City tackled the dive pass, or tackled the man that was supposed to catch the shovel pass. So it brings up a 4th.
Menlo will punt. It's a short punt that's going to be caught, and room to return it down to the 25-yard line. That was make it the 15-yard line inside the 15. An impressive job coming up to make that play.
Well, they catch the ball on the run right past the return team, who runs a little bit by the ball. You see that was a nice catch in full stride there, and makes, again, probably 10, 12 yards return. So they're in excellent field position.
1st and 10 for the Warriors, and the handoff, and quickly snuffed out. Good defense that time by Menlo, as there was immediate penetration into the backfield, and a nice play by Spencer Buja.
Well, he's blitzing on that play, so it was great. And here's that extra players to the one side. They've thrown that 2 or 3 times now. I think they may end up running it one of the times, but they have the play down. They're running it to their left, but again, no catch. So Menlo's hopefully going to stop. Ooh.
Here's de Guzman. He's got a lot of room inside the 5. He dives to the goal line and is into the end zone. So that was close to being across the plane, but the official gave them the call, and South City's extended their lead.
Well, that was a little counter, and it was a nice, well-designed play. And, hey, I don't know.
Where's my red flag? So he's into the end zone for the touchdown as it stands on the field. And the extra point is pending for the Warriors. So they get the benefit of the short punt and excellent return, and they tack on the extra point to make it a 10-0 South City lead.
Well, I don't know about the whether he was in or not, but they gave him the touchdown. So and unfortunately in high school you cannot go ahead and throw the red flag.
Yeah, they've yet to ask our cameraman on the sideline to